What's up, y'all? It's Gavin, and I'm here with Jesse. And our anniversary is coming up, so we figured we'd give a little story about how we met and how we got together. Another day, another dollar. Let's go. Okay, so where were we in our lives before we met each other? I know I was at a sad time in my life. I had just found out that my girlfriend of 3 years had been cheating on me in different ways and lying to me in different ways about what was going on with us. I actually moved out the apartment that we lived in. I had been back to my mom's house, so I was back at my mom's house. I was working at Lowe's in Lithonia, and I was trying to figure out if I was still gonna be with her or not be with her. And as bad as it sounds, I felt like I didn't have many options, and I really wanted to be with her. I wanted to marry her at one point in my life. So I was thinking about, sticking it out. We were trying to figure out what we were gonna do as a couple. And I was kind of sad. I was living somewhere I didn't want to be. I was focused on working and getting a full-time job. So I was working part-time at the time, and I was working in the paint department. So that's where I was in my life before I met my wife.
How did you find out that she was cheating?
Well, she said something about going to school, and she said she wasn't gonna go to school because her granddad was in a hospital. So I needed to go to my mom's house, and she would pick me up after she got home from school. So, I'm at my mom's house, and I guess my mom told my pops what was going on. And my pops called me, and he was like, "Yo, what you doing?" And I was like, "I'm at my mama's house chilling right now. I'm waiting on Chris to come pick me up after she get done dealing with her dad being in the hospital." I said her name. My bad. I'm gonna cut that out. But yeah, I'm at the house chilling, waiting on such and such to come pick me up from her granddad being at the hospital. And he was like, "Yo, call the hospital and see, her granddad name? Call the hospital and see if her granddad is there." So it called me back. So I got off the phone with him. I called the hospital. He wasn't in the hospital. So I'm like, what the hell? So I called him back. "Yo, they said he ain't even in the hospital. He ain't even been in the hospital today." And he was like, "I bet. I'm finna come pick you up." So he come pick me up and take me to the crib. No, I called her like, "Yo, I'm just finna go to the house. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be at my mama's house no more. I'm just finna."
You called her?
Yeah. I don't want to be here. I'm finna come to the house. I don't feel like being in my mama's house. And she was like, "What? Like, no, I told you I'm gonna come pick you up." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "All right, it's okay." I hung up the phone. Pop's on his way to get me. Long story short, he get me there. We get through the gate, and we drive up. His big flashing lights went through the window, and somebody decided they want to come and peek out the blinds and see what's going on. So I'm like, damn, somebody at the crib. Like, she told me, "Well, nobody at the crib." She ain't even supposed to be at the crib. So the door that we had, it had two locks. It had two key locks. So the first lock, the second lock up top, I didn't have a key to, because it was just for us to lock the door just in case, like a robbery or some shit was happening. So I have to knock on the door. I knock on the door. And I can hear a bunch of people in the back room like, yo, go there. I'm like, oh, wow, this is crazy. So she opens the door. She's there. And I'm like, yo, my pops told me, yo, go in there, get your clothes and get out. He said, don't stay in too long. You're going to do something you might regret. Get your clothes and get out. And I seen her, and I was just like, yo, for real? Like, I'm out. I'm getting my clothes. This is the time, like, my mom had just got me a sofa for my auntie. So, like, I'm building this home for us. And they in there frying chicken. They playing cards or something. Like, I'm just like, this cannot be real life right now. This is not what I'm experiencing right now. But it was really what I was experiencing. And I had to get my stuff. And I had to go. You know, she didn't want to hold me back, but she wanted to hold me back. It was like a fight within herself. I wanted to knock all that shit over. I ain't gonna hold you. I wanted to knock the table over. I wanted to knock the grease pan over.
I wanted to knock everything on that floor and dare somebody to say something.
Okay, I wanted to F stuff up, but I didn't. I listened to my pops. I got in. He even called me. He was like, yo, you taking too long. I got in and I got out as fast as I could without doing something crazy. And that was just like, it was just like a bomb had blew up on me, yo. It was bad. So that's how I found out that she was doing whatever she was doing with her best friend, who was our roommate. So after that, it was like, no, I'm not gonna continue to pay rent. I'm not doing this with you. So we lose the lease on the apartment, and I put all that stuff in storage. Yo, I took the seat covers off that thing before the lease was over. I came back when I knew she wasn't there. I took the cushions off the couch. Like, nah, you ain't finna be sitting comfortable with whoever you with in the crib that I basically helped get you with, the roommate or whatever. So yeah, all that stuff went into storage, and yeah, it was over with. I was sad at work, trying to figure out my life.
Okay.
So where were you at?
Well, I am a mom. I was a mama's baby, so I just moved out my mom's house. Well, I was preparing to move out my mom's house, into my first apartment. Well, it was a townhouse. I had a 2-year-old and 2 boys that I had guardianship for, and they were getting ready to go back to their moms. I was dating someone who I thought I knew, but I did a little research, and they were talking and having conversation with other women, building relationships with their exes. So I had to decide. I was like in a place where I had to decide what did I want to do next, what life was going to look like, whether I was going to stay in that relationship or did I want to be poly, because I was considering being poly at that moment, and or did I just want to move on? So I was kind of jumbled up at that time in my life.
So it was both jumbled up.
Yeah, but I had to worry more about the kids and stuff, so I wasn't so much thinking about me at that moment. But yeah, both jumbled up at the same time.
Okay, so how did we meet?
I guess I'm gonna start it off.
It would make sense for you.
Well, like I said previously, I was getting ready to move in my townhouse, and this townhouse was like project and get things together for the apartment to be up to par. And I guess my mother loved Lowe's for some reason. Home Depot. My family is all about redoing, painting, anything to do with house decorating and
home improvement.
So I'm gonna go to Lowe's and I'm trying to look at the paint swatches and figure out what I want to paint the living room and the kitchen and all these different parts of the townhouse. And I'm going down the aisle trying to figure out what kind of paint I want, and who do I see? I see a big old teddy bear. A big old teddy bear. They look like, some people say when you see certain people, you see an aura. Mm-hmm. And you had this aura around you that was beautiful. It was bright. You know what I mean? And whatever it was, it just attracted me to you. I was like, okay, what is this? What the thing is, you weren't smiling. You always looked like you were sad.
I was.
And the reason why I say that, because I had to go to Lowe's several times to get paint brushes, because it was a big project. Mm-hmm. So I think I saw you about 3 times before I decided to ask you to make my paint. Mm-hmm. Every time I went,
specifically,
cause three strikes you're out. You know what I mean? I'm dating somebody, so I'm trying to avoid talking to you. I'm like, nah, she wouldn't be in. No, you know what I mean? I'm not the type of person to want to, approach someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you were looking at me or looking at anybody, really. You would be so intense into whatever you were doing.
Yeah.
So, literally, saw you 3 times, never saw you look at me, never saw you pay attention to me, didn't ask you for help. Because I was trying to kind of avoid you. But every time I came to Lowe's, you were there. And I was like, yo, what is this? Why is this happening? You know what I mean? So I almost finished doing my my townhouse. I needed a little bit of paint to finish off the blanching I was doing, the sponge technique that I was trying out for the first time for the living room and the dining room. And so literally I was like, had paint on my head, had paints on my arm, mm-hmm. and everything, and I was like, yo, let me go into Lowe's. And I even put on a little lip gloss. I was like, if I go in here today, this is the day. Because 3 strikes you're out. The Lord is trying to tell me something. The universe is trying to tell me something. Mm-hmm. So went in there with my little baby girl and put in a little buggy. My mama was with me. And I see you. And you by yourself. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to get her to look up or look at me? You know what I mean? I was trying to figure it out, because you literally would not really pay attention so much around you. Yeah. I just noticed that. Not that I was stalking you. Okay? I wasn't stalking you.
Well,
no, but literally it was hard to. I could tell you your mind was on other things. You wasn't there. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
But I wasn't there.
Yeah. So I decided to, just get my swatch and see if I could get you to make my paint. Mm-hmm. Okay. Or
this sound planned. Like you had a plan.
Not in my brain. It wasn't a plan. It wasn't a plot. But I said, Lord, if this girl is here again, then I'm going to introduce myself. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do it because I had never approached anybody before.
Okay.
And it's not like I thought you were the finest teddy bear that I have ever seen in my life. Pretty smile when you did smile. Your eyes. Oh my gosh. So I'm just like, how am I gonna get this done? How am I gonna get this done? And it's not like I was like, oh, I'm finna get with you. It was more like, I don't know what this is. I don't know why the universe keeps showing me her.
Mm-hmm.
Let me figure out what this is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even if you were just going to be a friend or something I could say to you to make you feel better, because I'm that person.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I feel like the Lord puts people in my life for a moment just so I can give them a word.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Of encouragement or change the trajectory of their life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, okay, I'm finna do it because I'm finna do the Lord's work. Woo.
Indeed, she did.
So I pick up my color swatch because I already had my color swatch because I knew exactly what color I needed. I brought it to you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you didn't even look at me. You didn't even look at me. The first thing you did was look at the color swatch. And the only thing I could think to say was, don't look at my hands. That was the first thing I could think of, like, don't look at my hands. And I know you, the first thing you did was bust out laughing.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Ain't nobody looking at your hands, like.
But it made you look up, though.
Yeah. Hey, ain't nobody looking at your hands, man. Get up out of here.
Yeah, but my hands had all this paint and they were ashy, and I was just like, yo, she was supposed to look up. She wasn't supposed to look and ask me what I need. All you did was, I was like, don't look at my hands, So I had to grab your attention. Yeah.
I remember exactly where I was too. Like, I was standing by the computer, over by where you had got the swatch from, and he was like, "Don't look at my ashy hands," and I was like, "Ain't nobody looking at your ashy hands, like." So I looked, and I'm just like, "Oh, okay." You know what I'm saying? She's cute, chocolate. You know what I'm saying? I like that. But I didn't know if she was straight. So I was just like, it was like a moment of like, okay, like, how you doing? I'm good, you know what I'm saying? Talking to you, you know what I'm saying? That's what I said. But I still didn't know, like, if she was straight or not. Out the corner of my eye, I did see the baby, so I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, okay, and she kind of flirted a little bit, and I was like, okay, maybe she feeling the kid. Like, maybe when she come back around, I'll ask for her number.
Well, yeah, because I was like, I'm gonna leave you to make my paint. I'll be back, right?
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I go down the aisle and meet up with my mom, and I was like, Mom, give me a pen and a little piece of paper. And she was like, looking at me, and she was like, I was like,
thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mama.
She had a pen and a piece of paper in that purse. I didn't have mine in there. So I literally wrote my name and my phone number down, and I don't know what made me draw a little cartoon on it.
Yeah, little smiley face with the tongue sticking out. Different for you, boy. I'm like, oh wow, okay. Okay, that's cool.
I wasn't sure if you wanted it or not. I just wanted the option. I wanted to give you an option. I didn't want to ask I just wanted to give it to you. And then if you didn't call or text, then it was no love, or at least I tried. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just came back around with the baby with me. Mom was still doing her thing, and I was like, put my paint in the buggy for me, and we chatted a little bit, and I was like, here, if you ever.
Before I even got to ask for the number, I felt crazy because I wanted to ask for the number. I ain't never had no situation like that where I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Let me get your number. Like, I always did it on the internet. So it's different from doing it in person. That was back in 2009 when this happened. So getting the number was, it's not on my bucket list no more, but it's done. It's done. I got the number. I was happy than a mug. You
weren't cheesing. You went from looking sad to cheesing. You had getting your cheese on.
I don't know how hard I was cheesing,
yeah,
but
you were smiling. You have a beautiful smile.
Thank you, baby. Everybody knew in the paint department that I had got some digits that day.
Everybody know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
We was kind of a tight knit crew. You know what I'm saying? Even with the blind people knew. Yo, I had got the number, and you know what I'm saying. Outside of this breakup situation where we were broken up, I had more time to do music, and I was doing music with a relative. And after I got off work, I went to the studio to go be with him and was like, yo, I got a phone number today.
I know that.
She chocolate, she thick. I like what she got. I'm finna text her and see what's going on. So I didn't really care about no rules of, you're supposed to wait this long and all that. I'm not that type of person. I'm the type of person that's gonna get straight to it. Like with whatever I'm trying to do. If I want to talk to you, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna, hold no pride about it. So I hit her up that night, and I let her know who she was talking to. I was like, yo, I hit her up.
Did you text me?
Yeah, I texted you.
Okay, I thought so.
And I was like, how you doing or whatever. She was saying something about, like, who is this or whatever. And I was like, this Gavin. And she was like, Gavin? What's your real name? And that was the first time somebody was kind of like, when they come to my name. So I was just like, what? Like, oh, no, she gonna have to find out. So that was like intriguing for me, that you wasn't just like rolling with whatever I was saying my name was. Like, you wanted to get to know the real me. It felt like from that. But yeah, only name I go by now is Gavin. Shoot. So yeah, we chopped it up, had a good conversation, and decided that we was gonna be friends. And because we both, in situations where we in, but
we out. We in and we out.
We in and we out at the same time. Yeah. So we just decided to talk and be friends, and eventually, we got on the phone, talking on the phone, and I like the sound of her voice. Her voice is so sexy to me. So we was just talking, and one day I was standing in my old bedroom at my mom's house, and I listened to music. I love music. I was deep in music at that time because I was making and writing music and producing and stuff like that at the time. And this song kept coming on that I didn't really care for, but my girlfriend at the time, she really liked the song. It was Pleasure P, Boyfriend Number 2. And and I got to talking about the song and how I don't like it and how my girl like it. And she hit me with a proposition. She was like, yo, what you think we should be each other's number 2? And I was just like,
oh wow, I don't remember that part.
I bet you don't.
Oh wow, that was wild.
Yeah, okay. I was like, yeah. I'm willing to see what that's about, you know. And in my mind, I'm thinking about it. Okay, well, we gonna really do this. Ain't no doubt in my mind what's about to happen. So we keep talking about, you know, how we gonna hang out, like when we gonna hang out, and you know what's gonna happen when we hang out. And I'm like, yo, you talking about boyfriend number 2? Then you know what I'm saying? Some things gonna happen when we hang out. And she was like, nah, you gonna be scared. You gonna be scared. Woo. Don't play with me like that. Don't play with me like that. Don't talk shit to me. She was talking shit to me. So after setting up a date or whatever, that we gonna hang out or whatever the case may be, we decided to hang out. So like I was saying, we was talking and we picked out a date that we was gonna hang out, and let's just say we hung out. After hanging out with you, I was just like, oh, she different. She different. I like it, and I'm excited.
Who made you say I was different?
You did something that nobody has ever done for me afterwards, and it was, you washed my face. You got a rag and put some soap on that thing, and you washed my face and made sure I was good. So, and then just even looking in your eyes while you did it, it was just like, oh my God, I'm in love. Like, okay, I know I want this. It was just something so small, but it was like, it meant something to me. It meant something to me.
Okay.
Do you know how you felt after the fact?
I was like, yo, she finna get me in trouble. I'm like, I don't know if I can see her again, because I hadn't decided. You know, I was in between a space where I was trying to figure out like where, like I said, where I wanted my world to go. Mm-hmm. And you hugged me before you left, and I did this thing that you see in movies where my leg popped up in the back, and I was like, yo, this is too much. Like, what is going on here? So it was like, I said, I gotta figure out where the fuck I want to be in life, yo. Because she gonna get me in trouble if I don't slow the fuck down and figure out what I want first.
Did you slow down?
I did a little bit. I did. Because we talked a lot less. Like, mm-hmm. I didn't talk to you as often, and it would be like I was fighting myself to not talk to you. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was fighting.
Wondering what's going on, because I was trying to hit you up like, hey, you know, how you doing?
I was like, yo,
can we talk?
For a minute.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Figure out when you want to see me again, and then we can get off the phone if you want to.
It was like so amazing that I was like, yo, can't be real. This can't be real. Am I being punked? You know what I mean? I remember calling one of my friends who actually was friends with the person I was dating. And me and that person, we had a great relationship. We could talk about anything, you know what I mean? And I was like, yo, I met this person, but you know, I'm like, she is so sweet and too good to be true. Like, I'm trying to figure out, am I being punked? You know, like if this is just for show, like what is, you know? I'm like, she was like, yo, you need to take the time and figure that out, because if something is that amazing, it's possible that it's for you. It's made just for you. So she was the reason why I decided to figure you out.
Thank you to her.
Yeah, she was one of the reasons. Yeah.
I'm glad you got the counseling that you needed.
And then I remember asking you to take me to work, or either pick me up from work, one or the other. And I had to pick up my daughter from my mom's house. And you met my mom.
Yeah.
And I had to introduce you as a friend.
Yeah.
And my mom smiled. She was nice to you and everything. And then, you know, you dropped me off at my townhouse. And I remember, you know, I don't remember whether it was over the phone or in person. I remember having a conversation with my mom, and she was like, yo, like, who is that person, like, for real, that helped you pick up Aaliyah? And I was like, that's my friend Gavin. And she was like, no, that's not your friend. I was like, what you mean, mama? She was like, no, the look in her eyes when she looks at you is like she will sop you up with a biscuit. She's like, fuck this, you don't even need a biscuit. Like, no. Like, you need to be clear. That's not the person who just want to be your friend. So, hey. And she said how she liked you and everything. The energy you came off. But yeah, she let me, my mom, and that was number 2 person that was like, yo, maybe I need to figure out what this is. With this, how amazing this person is, and try to absorb it and accept it for what it is. Because I just never thought anybody would want me or like love me the way you do. Just honestly. Yeah.
But you were still fighting it.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to get my feelings hurt. Like I said, I never met someone who made me feel that they were as amazing or as attracted. It was like a magnet. You know what I mean?
Extreme attraction.
Extreme. Like a magnet.
I'm still extremely attracted to her today.
So it was just like, I had never seen it in through my family and their relationships. I had never ever seen it. So it was just like, okay, what is going on?
She was fighting it.
Yeah, I was.
I was not. I was ready to break up and, you know what I'm saying?
You was ready to jump.
I was ready to jump. I was jumping. I was ready to jump, like, but because she wasn't jumping, you know, it kind of made me feel like, well, damn, maybe I need to keep messing with the girl that I've been with for the past 3 years, and that I did, and it ended up in more heartbreak, you You know what I'm saying? Like, even through me being still a friend to her or whatever, and we're gonna try to work this out or whatever, like,
be friends. We gonna be friends.
She did.
We gonna be friends.
Like some of the dumbest stuff that a human being could ever do. Like, okay, like, she was in school. She was graduating from nursing school that I helped get her through. But she was graduating, and they had a graduation practice, and she wanted me to come pick her up and take her to practice. Now, if you know, I was coming from Lithonia/Decatur all the way to Riverdale to pick her up and take her back to Decatur. So maybe it's me, I'm a dummy or whatever, but I was still, you know what I'm saying, what I felt like was a good person to her. You know what I'm saying? School is important, graduating is important, and you know, I did this. So I went to pick her up, and she was acting funny. And at the time, it was somebody that she was talking to. And I was like, yo, you acting like such and such is in the house, whatever. And sure as the words came out of my mouth, I found that person in the house. Like, and it's just like, what? Man, give me my cell phone. Give me everything that I bought for you. Give me all that, and I'ma just be out. So, yeah, I called Jesse. Like, yo, you will not believe what is happening right now. Like, she really got this person that I heard that she been cheating on me with from somebody that I went to high school with. Like, somebody I went to high school with called me and was like, yo, I can't let this go down like this. Such and such is my girlfriend. Your girlfriend has been kicking it with my girlfriend.
Wow.
So I'm like, what? Like, and I haven't even heard from that girl since the day she told me that. But it was just wild that situation even came about like that. Like, talking about, she needed her hair braided. What? You think I give a F? What they need? But yeah, that happened. So I was just like, yo, I'm done.
Well, with me, I was still dating this person and decided to be friends with you, just be friends. And yeah, we met, we went out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just paint the picture. We were supposed to go on our movie date. They invited their best friend to go to the movies with us, okay?
Mm-hmm.
After the movie date / best friend date, okay, we go to the bar. We meet a female that we're both interested in. At least I'm thinking it's a female that I'm introducing. We're both meeting at the same time, and I'm pulling the strings and interested in. Come to find it, after me getting to know this female, us talking about being poly, I find out that they knew each other from the bars prior to me meeting her, okay? Been in my house, been to my job to pick me up, all this circumstance. So basically, I feel like I was set up. And one day I was on my way home. It was raining. I was on the bus, and I called home and was like, yo, it's raining, whoop de whoop. I found out old girl is in my apartment. Chilling.
That's nice.
She asked me did she want to come pick me up from where I was. I think I was on Keller Road or something like that, or either Hudson Highway in the rain, and I was like, nah, I'm good. And you know, my little spidey senses went being like, something is wrong here. I remember being in the rain and I called you. Called you and told you what happened. And you were like, huh? Like, that don't even sound right. And I was like, yeah, I didn't, nothing was discussed with me. So the next day I went to doing some investigating and realized that, yo, they had been talking for a while. On top of that, they were discussing moving in together.
Oh, hell.
So I got the surprise of my life when I did my little investigation and decided, you know, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was really probably angry and devastated because I was like, yo, I'm sitting here trying to not jump ship, trying to be grown and figure out exactly what I want to do, where I want to be, and I know that's not realistic. You've been doing you and your dirt. Okay, like you can at least give me a heads up. This is what's going on. This is not what you want anymore. I found out through their phone that they were plotting and planning, and I'm like, oh, okay. Brought it up, brought it to their attention, and I put all their stuff out. Piled it in a bonfire like I was finna be out there running around it, you know, with my Indian outfit on.
Oh, we gotta go back because that was, you did that before we crossed paths?
After.
Okay.
That's why I can say that I when it happened, you don't remember me calling you in the rain, telling you that this person was at my house and I don't know like what's going on, but something don't seem right?
Yeah, I remember that. It might have been the same day that we ran into each other.
No. It was, you mean when we first met? Or ran into each other that day at some point? Yes, we.
Okay.
But yeah, after, you know, being in the rain, and I decided to call you after I got off the phone with them, told them, no, I'm good, I don't need a ride. I hit you up and was like, yo, I got a feeling something is not going right. Somebody's at my house without me even knowing. Like, something is going on that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, my spidey senses was going. So you were the first person I called when I started feeling like, okay, this is more than what I think it is. Something has been going on. So literally did some research, went through the person's phone and realized that they've been knew each other. And before we even met up at the bar, and they recently started planning to move out together. So I said, let's expedite this. Let's make this express. You know, get out, get your stuff, get out. Put all the stuff in the hallway. Yeah, I ain't got good sense, especially if you plotting on me. And you can tell me the truth, tell me what's going on, tell me that you not sure this where you want to be. Okay, figure it out. Like I was, but don't plot on me behind my back and have me thinking we are in some type of poly relationship and get to know a female to join our relationship. No, we not finna do that.
That's crazy.
What's really crazy is I think that's the day you bumped into my girl.
Yeah.
The girl I was dating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was heading to the studio. Getting off the bus, getting on the train on Indian Creek. I was on the phone with you. And
we were friends at this time. We're just friends.
We were good friends.
Whatever. I had decided to tell you, no, we was friends.
Okay. And I'm like, hey, Jess. She bumped into me because I'm like, this wasn't no regular bump. It was like somebody had tried to put some umph into it. And, you know, whatever. So, bumped my shoulder and I'm like, what the fuck? I turn around and I'm like, I see who it is. And I'm like, oh, this is gold right here. Hey, yo, Jess. Yo, Jess, guess who I bumped into?
And I'm like, are y'all really doing this right now? Like, what
I ain't doing nothing. I wasn't doing nothing. Yeah. But this person decided that they wanted to bump into me. So I dealing with the signs, learning signs and things like that. Somebody at my job just had got fired from fighting and getting arrested. So being at Martin Station, you know, I see that, you know, they want to do something. So I go to security like, yo, if it's a fight that break out right here, what's going to happen?
You really went to security and asked that question?
Yes, because I wanted to know. Because I wanted to do it. Okay. I wanted to do it, but I was trying to give myself ways not to do it.
Okay.
Security said, you're going to go to jail. And I was like, okay, I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to fight. I ain't going to go to jail. I don't have time to be losing money behind a fight.
The crazy part is, she had never met you. But in hindsight, we realized, having a conversation that day, that she went on Downlink. Was it Downlink then?
It was Downlink.
And was like, I seen her on your Downlink, or something to that effect. And she saw you in person and just went straight at you. Didn't even really have no conversation on Downlink for her to think nothing. But whatever she thought that it was even a possibility, she wanted to do it.
I want to keep it a bean so bad. Well, I'm literally going to cut that out.
Keep it a bean, and you can cut it out if you want to.
She hit me up on Downlink.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's what happened.
She hit me up on Downlink, and she was like, yo, stop talking to my girl. And I told her about it. I was like, Jess, the girl hit me up on Down. Talking about I need to stop talking to you and all this other stuff.
Wow.
And, you know, I just replied back. I was like, yo, if your girl want to stop talking to me, she'll stop talking to me. And she was like, all right, I'm going to catch you on the street. All right, what's up?
Oh, that was a mess. Hot mess.
Hot stinking mess.
But, yeah, that was at the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Was like, yo, I'm trying to do the right thing, and you, what? You plotting on me? We being honest with each other, right? About friends and situations and all these different things, and you plotting behind my back. Oh, okay, you got to go.
Same thing with Shawty.
You got to go.
Same thing with Shawty. I'm like, yo, if you just want to mess with other people, like, we can do that. Like, you can tell me. You can be honest with me. You don't have to lie to me. We can figure this out. And nah, I found out through some letters she She was writing somebody in jail. She was trying to be with somebody in jail. Like, while she was with me. Like, that was nuts to me. But, yeah, she was talking to somebody in jail. She was doing a whole bunch of wild stuff. But the main thing was, like, we can do whatever we want to do. I didn't even know about being poly, but I just knew that because I loved her, it was things she wanted to do, and I didn't really want to break up. Like I said, I wanted us to be together, so I knew it felt like it was things that she wanted to do that she couldn't walk away from, so I kind of opened it up for her to do whatever she wanted to do, but she said she didn't want to do that. She said she wanted to be in a monogamous relationship, and it turns out no the hell she didn't. So it was just somebody, I guess that's gaslighting.
Yeah.
Gaslighting you your whole...
Because they want to do stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't want you to do anything. Or it's more like they get off on doing something, doing the stuff that they're doing, and they
like
still
being sneaky.
Like being sneaky. They're attracted to being sneaky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they're scared somebody gonna be better than them to you. That's how I felt. I felt like she was attracted to sneaky stuff. And me not knowing the full story. You know what I mean? And didn't want anybody to treat me better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I'm attracted to sneaky stuff, but I'm not gonna say I was perfect in a relationship, but I was trying to get out of being sneaky. I was trying to make this thing like truthful and all these different types of things. Like I did stuff. Yes, I did do stuff.
Nobody's perfect, but yeah.
I did do stuff, and she did a lot of stuff. Like, to the point where back in the day, you had your fave fives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm paying the phone bill, and they tell you who the fave fives is for each phone. And a dude pop up in her fave fives. And I'm like, huh? Like, where did this come from? Like, it just, thinking of hindsight, she was doing a lot. She was getting her shit off. Okay?
Yeah.
And me doing what I did, don't even compare. Don't even compare. Like, it was crazy to me. So, after that, did you decide that you was... Oh, yeah, you called me. You was like, I'm finna burn her shit.
Oh, yeah. What's so crazy is during that time, I gave up the townhouse because there was some issues going there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I moved in the apartment complex my mother was living in, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it was, after I found out, I just confronted her about it, and she didn't deny it.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying, but she just said she was just talking, having conversation.
Mm-hmm.
No, you ain't gonna play with me like that. I don't play the radio. Like, we're not doing this. She wanted to leave. I said, okay, then leave. So then I told her, if you leave, I'm gonna burn your shit. I'm gonna burn it. She left. I put everything outside that door in a little triangle. Like I was about to have a bonfire. Called Gavin and let her know I'm finna burn it. I need you to talk me down because I'm about to burn this bitch's shit. A few minutes go by, my mom calls me, trying to calm me down, because the girl I date called my mom to try to get me not to burn it. Okay?
I was trying to get you not to burn it until I told her don't burn it.
Yeah, well, hey! To me, my grandma said, do what it did that, just burn it. I bought all this stuff for you. I'm burning it before you take this shit. But, because I had people in my life who loved me and didn't want me in trouble, I calmed down. I even brought the stuff back in. And I just waited the process of that person getting their stuff together and figuring out what they want to do, how they want to do it. It's so crazy. As I went to work the next day, and my mom calls me and says, "Are you on your way home?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I get home to pick up my daughter from mom's, and she let me know that she saw a girl, the girl I was dating, and her best friend moving about my apartment. And I was like, really? You gonna have that girl help you move out my apartment? So that was the end of that. Even though they wanted to come back, they even called the next day. Yeah, that's the crazy part. Moved and everything, and we still thought we were gonna work something out. No.
I mean,
no.
Look at all the BS me and her went through. Well, even to that point, we were still trying to work stuff out because we felt like maybe, I was trying to work it out because you ain't break up with your girlfriend. So I was just like, shit, I'm not finna be alone sitting here all this time waiting on her to decide whether she gonna pick me or not, you know?
Doing me like that. For me, it was like I wanted to be sure. I didn't want to play with people's feelings, and I didn't want to play with nobody's life. And when it came to when she decided that, okay, she wanted to play with me, it was a wrap. I was taught by my mom, you don't shit and fall back into it. No, you're playing with my feelings, you're playing with my emotions. Okay, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Playing with your kid.
Oh, and playing with my kid.
Yeah.
She's 2 years old.
Yeah.
What? No. I don't want a revolving door. And that was one of those things when it was with you. I didn't want a revolving door. I wanted Leah to feel like she had stability and consistency in her life. And I just was like, yo, let me figure this stuff out the best way I can. But I wasn't going to allow her to play with me. And build up, save, figure out how she was going to get over on me. No, you're not. You're not going to do it. You ain't going to use me. I'm good. And even to a year after that happened, she still was trying to get back with me. Nope. We good.
All right, y'all. So how do we end up together?
Well, we are in still friend mode. You decide you want to hang out with what was your ex-girlfriend. You and her decided, I don't know, I think y'all decided y'all were going to be back together. Or y'all were trying to decide, right?
Yeah, we was trying to decide.
And you was talking to me about it. And I was like, yo, am I going to sit here and watch you get back with this girl that I know is going to mistreat you? Or am I going to give it a try with you? Even if we just dating. At least if I'm dating you, I know you're not going to get hurt. You're not going to put yourself in certain circumstances. Or am I just going to be single for a while? At first, the idea was to be single for a while, but then when I realized you was serious about getting back with her, I was like, hold up, we're not finna play this game. You're not finna do this. And that's just as me being your friend. You can't keep playing with yourself like this. That's not even what you really want.
Yeah.
So
since we start being friends, and it never would happen. So after I knew she was broken up with old girl and old girl had moved out, I was like, yo, let me spend the night. You know what I'm saying? Let's spend the night together. And I spent the night one night, and I just didn't go back to my mom's house. I just didn't. I just eventually I went to go get my stuff with a U-Haul and just decided to move my stuff in, you know, and we have been together ever since. But we still hadn't, well, I moved in after we made it official, right?
You moved, well, for me, you didn't move it. You moved in the day you spent the night. To me, I mean, it wasn't a bad thing.
I had a big bag.
It was amazing. You know what I mean? Together. So yeah. It wasn't a big deal. I think it just we spent so much time together, and I wanted you around so much. You was there from the day one of it.
Yeah.
But so to me, that's when you moved in, before we even made it official.
Okay.
Now, when you went and got picked up your stuff is when we made it official.
In my big bag.
Yeah.
I can't seem to find no more. We're not going to talk about that, or are we?
No, not right now. That's not part of this conversation.
Okay.
How do we get together?
Okay, that's how we...
What was the process? What?
The process was... we both went through a breakup where we was with somebody for maybe like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And... everybody around you say, don't jump into a relationship or whatever. I didn't give a damn about that. But I think she did.
Well, I just didn't want, like I said, having a daughter, I just wanted to make sure I was taking my time and sure. Like I told you, I thought at first you were too good to be true. So, of course, I'm trying to make sure that this is really what you want and you're not playing with me. Some women are okay with going in the wind and figuring out as you go when they dating. No. You're not just gonna play with me and my child that I want to be your child. No, we're not doing that.
Well, I wasn't.
Yeah. I had to figure that out.
Yeah, I was working every day to try to show you I wasn't.
Exactly, and that's how you got in with me, of course.
Okay. So, anyway, we were, I don't know, I had this thing where my car had messed up, so I didn't have a car. And, my way of dropping her off at work was getting the MARTA bus with her and making sure that she got to work safely. So that's what I did. We got on the bus. It was a gloomy doomy kind of day. It was gloomy doomy. It was raining a little bit. So we went to get her to work. We got off the bus. We went to Jason's Deli. And we sat down and we had a conversation and talked about our future together. And I probably was like nagging the heck out of her, like, when we gonna do this? When you gonna let me be your girlfriend? Like, what's up? I want to be with you. And that day, she decided, you know what? Okay, we in a relationship now. We gonna be together, and that definitely made me happy while I'm eating my gumbo at Jason's Deli. And you know, I walked her to work, and I got back on the bus like one of them characters in the movie wanting to sing and swing on everything. That I had got my boo. I had got my baby, and this is what it is. I was so excited and so happy, and I'm glad that you still with me to this day.
Me too.
Coming up on 15 year anniversary, so
There's nobody else I can say that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. Just to be honest, nobody else I would rather do this thing called life with. Just to be honest.
same here. Not now, not.